Welcome to Podcast Done For You, the show where we make it as easy as possible for you to make the right choices to advance your podcasting career. So let's get started on the show. AI podcast generation. Seriously? Let's unpack all of that in this episode of the Podcast Done For You show. I can hardly believe I'm really having this conversation with you, but I need to have it because it's been asked of me plenty of times. What about AI-generated podcasting? Well, let me just say this to you from the outset. What are you afraid of? Like, seriously, why is it that we have to hide and think that an AI is better? I want to say this from the very outset. There are some amazing tools out there, and AI does some wonderful things, and we use AI, and I advocate using AI in particular circumstances. But when you mask it in order to think that you are a better version of yourself, or when you think that it just is easy to get an artificial version of you or someone else to deliver your message, then the biggest problem that you have is a complete lack of authenticity. And the novelty value has worn off. There are little fads that we've had with the use of AI. You know, there was a little fad where everyone got these lovely caricatures done of themselves, and I've got one printed off here and that I had some fun with, and that's fine, but you use it as a one-off and it's a bit of amusement value for you, or you post it just once to show everyone. But if you think that you're going to have a strategy around AI producing content for you just out of what? Out of other material that you've got, or just worse still, general internet stuff, really, what's the point? If you want to stand out as a business, you need to have genuine content, and a podcast, as I've talked about on previous episodes, is the most genuine and authentic way that you can deliver your insights and stories. I mean, here I am, I'm talking to you about it right now. That's what the value of it is. I'm not scripting it. I mean, that's one of the other mistakes that I think people make when it comes to AI content generation, is that they're over-scripting everything. I mean, I'm not reading anything off the screen here. In fact, I'm going on a bit of a rant at the moment, so I hope this conversation is interesting to you. Stick around, please subscribe, do all of those things that we ask you to do. Because I was asked this question earlier on today, and I thought, I've just got to talk to all of you about it, because I don't understand why you would go down this path. What is the value of it? Now, there are some little assets that you can have that can help, correct a mistake, that you can have an AI voice do that. That's fine. But are we really being fooled by AI versions of ourselves? One of the things that I don't understand, which is a principle that some of these tools are based on, is a better version of yourself. That whole idea, as I kind of mentioned earlier on, it's weird, isn't it? I mean, it is to me. I mean, think about it this way, that if you have an AI tool that is representing you and you've fed it information, let's just say you've fed it a whole lot of things that you've written or done in the past, so it has a knowledge of you. It might continue to grow that knowledge of you, but it's not you. And it doesn't know how to respond in the nuances of conversations and things. Like the perfect example is this. You have stories that you've told people lots and lots of times in the past. But every time you tell that story, it is slightly different because it depends on the environment where you're telling it, depends who's in front of you. It depends how long you've got. There are lots of variables that come into the equation, not to mention your own variables about how you're feeling, or if there's a particular point in the story that you want to emphasize. All of those things are options for you to think about, and an AI can't do that. Plus, this whole idea of getting an AI that is a better looking version of you. Look, hey, I'm not the most, number one best looking guy in the world. I'm not going to win any of those magazines or covers or anything like that. That's fine. I'm comfortable in my own skin. I'm comfortable what I look like. I don't need a better version of me out there. Do I? Do you want a better version of me? Would you like an AI tool of me to go and answer a whole lot of questions? Well, if they're very simple, fundamental questions that you want answered, I get it. That can work on a website, for example. or if you've got a bunch of clients in a particular area and you want to tap a knowledge base and use it that way. That's fine. That is in a very secured environment. But to have an AI that's going out publicly and delivering opinions and content and things in a very, I guess, manufactured version of you and not having the nuances that you have in delivering it, like I said, I mean, it'd be an interesting exercise, and I'm not going to do it, by the way, was to get an AI to deliver the same kind of message that I'm thinking today to see how different it would be to the one that I'm delivering to you, which is very much ad hoc. I have completely not planned this at all. I normally suggest putting a little bit of planning into your podcast episode, but today I just got on a little bit of a rant, I guess, and I wanted to share these ideas with you and to have a conversation with you about it. And if you feel differently, reach out. We're always happy to receive different opinions, but I just think of it this way, that podcasting is authentic. It is about relationships. It's about conversations. It's about how you respond to something at a time, what suits you, what's going on for you. It will determine all of those things and how you respond, and AI can never do that. And at the end of the day, most businesses are doing business with other people. So if people are doing business with people, then it's how you respond is everything. Here's the other thing that I find really peculiar when it comes to all of this stuff. If you have an AI delivering everything for you, are you really listening and taking in all of that stuff? And then when someone comes and says, I love what you said the other day, do you know what you said? Like, what happens if you don't know? That's weird. I don't understand why we would go down this path. The novelty value has worn out people. Don't do it. Do not go down the path of having AI-generated content, especially an AI-generated podcast. I've heard some really awful podcasts in the past. And, I ask why they do it that way. Well, there's a whole lot of things that people want to do to improve the podcast and make it as cheap as possible and as easy to do as possible. And they think they can just punch in an AI agent to do the whole thing, but it becomes not you. And if that's the case and it's no longer you, I don't see the point in it. The whole reason that you do a podcast is not only for the podcast, but for the content it generates everywhere else. And we've recorded an episode dedicated to that, so check it out, previous episodes. But when it comes to the podcast, it really is very much about you having a conversation with the audience. It's what I'm doing with you right now. I'm talking to you. Yes, you. So if you're worked up about it, share something with us. Let us know. I'm happy to have a conversation with someone one way or the other about this. But if you ask me, do not go down the path of an AI-generated podcast in any way, shape, or form. Yes, it's okay to get it to guide you on some topics that you might want to be talking about. Yes, it's okay to help give you a script to give the introduction, but the introduction only. Like if that's a voiceover that you want some help manufacturing how that's going to be and recapping a couple of points that are going to be happening in the episode, sure, you could do that. But when it comes to the body of the podcast, the real reason people are there, don't use the AI. Be you. I mean, it's how we all win work in the first place, isn't it? It's how we win our jobs. It's how we win with our clients. It's how we win with our suppliers. Why change that? It's a winning formula. An AI might be more efficient because you don't have to do it, but it's not better. Make sure the efficiencies that you are driving in your business are for the good, for the better. Sometimes it's better to take a little bit more time to deliver something that is authentic and that will position you in a place of authority and that ultimately will give to so many other different areas. It's a great investment of your time. I can tell you there is no way the AI can deliver what you can deliver. And I'm happy to have a conversation, either, just hit me up for and book a time. Let's do that. Or send me a message, whatever works for you guys. Let's have a conversation about how we can make it efficient for you to actually have a podcast and why just purely handing it over carte blanche to an AI makes zero sense. And hey, before I go, I will tell you about one thing that I do happily use an AI for, and that is to produce a workbook that accompanies the show. It's a great tool that takes the content that we've talked about and puts it into a different format so that you can easily consume it, ask yourself a few questions, ask yourself a few hard questions about AI in this particular case, get a few key quotes, and put that all together very nicely so you can download it and use it at your leisure in the future. So that is available by a link in the show notes. That's my thoughts. This is the Podcast Done For You show. I'd love it if you could like, share, subscribe so you never miss an episode, and do leave us some comments on this and anything else you want us to cover in future episodes of the show. Thanks for being part of it. We look forward to your company next time.